As a British person, this is somewhat offensive. It's been 3 long years since Danny wrote an episode about funny Amazon reviews. Oh, I like these. Why have we waited 3 years? And the return was heavily requested. For a long time, that return was put on hold because Danny died. Rip to the goat.
No.
Or he started writing for Decoding the Unknown. I don't know, I wasn't listening. RIP! Anyway, at first, when I was pitched this episode, it was meant to be a final hurrah for the series based on breaking news. The FTC just put into effect a rule banning fake reviews, so I thought I might have to hurry to write this script before all of the famous and hilariously fake reviews of products got stripped from Amazon. Fortunately, the rule doesn't actually affect regular Joes like you and me. The FTC has banned companies from buying fake reviews, having employees leave reviews, and paying people to leave reviews on products that are required to be either positive or negative to receive payment. Oh, you gotta be a right douchebag if you get a product and sometimes they put the thing in shh, don't tell anyone, but please leave us a good review and we'll give you something for free. It's like, can you imagine you go on, it's like, hey, leave our competitors a negative review and I'll give you 2 things for free. That's a real piece of shit move if that's what's happening. For that last part, it doesn't even matter if the reviewer discloses that they were paid to review the item. And if you're wondering why companies would pay people to leave negative reviews, obviously that would be for their competitor products. We got it, Kevin. Do try to stay at least 2 steps behind. The only part of the new rules that wasn't directed specifically at companies was a rule about buying followers. People are no longer allowed to buy a bunch of fake followers to make their social media influence appear to be greater than it actually is if they are leaving reviews on things. Oh no, my career is over! It's just been built on by fake subscribers! Fuck! That's a joke! YouTube. I'll just get all my accounts banned tomorrow and they'll be like, what, why? It's like, you bought subscribers and I'll be like, that was a joke! It was definitely a joke! Oh my god, is it a joke? Fuck. You gotta be so careful with this shit. So, ever wonder what happens after a massive data breach like the Black Banster ransomware attack on BT Group servers? Look, personal data in that breach for thousands of people was exposed, and in many cases is now just being traded by data brokers. It's pretty scary stuff, but that's where today's sponsor, Incogni, comes in to save the day. Incogni makes it easy to reclaim your privacy by removing your personal information from those data broker websites and also people search platforms. After a breach, your data can quickly spread online, increasing your risk of future attacks. Incogni simplifies the process of removing that, sparing you hours of frustration. Hours, days, years. I don't know, spam is a nightmare. Look, here's another example. Ever notice those creepy targeted ads or endless spam calls? Kind of hard to miss. Well, that's your personal data being exploited by companies you didn't even know existed. Incogni works in the background to stop this, keeping your information out of the wrong hands. So, take your personal data back with Incogni. Use the code BLAZE at incogni.com/blaze for 60% off an annual plan. Don't let your data stay exposed. Act now. And now back to today's episode. You can still buy fake followers if your fragile ego demands that you make yourself feel important, I guess. You just can't then review products as if you had any sort of clout. As a side note, do you remember Klout, a company that gave you a score based on your social media influence? Oh my god, I do remember that! You could literally show your Klout store at major airlines to get free first class upgrades, or use it to get free food and other discounts. Oh my god, I don't know if I signed... Maybe I signed up for this? I never got anything for free, that's for sure. This was a long-ass time ago. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing anymore, but the fact that it ever existed is further proof that we're living in the dumbest timeline. Or maybe I only thought it was stupid because I didn't wind up flying anywhere back then, as my cloud score was inexplicably high enough to qualify for perks like first-class upgrades. Wait, what? Really? Had I actually taken advantage of it, I'd probably think it was the greatest thing ever, rather than asinine bullshit. But I'm not here to complain about the idiotic state of affairs, the world we live in. I'm here... Well, apparently we don't. Cloud doesn't exist anymore, right? Clout with a K. Clout. This definitely doesn't exist. Yeah, it was a website. I wonder why that failed. I mean... I know it's representative of us living in the worst timeline, but it's the sort of thing that I would expect that would work in the worst timeline, the one we live in. But I'm not here to complain about the idiotic state of affairs of the world in which we live. I'm here to try my hardest to channel the spirit of Danny, while we take a look at some hilarious Amazon reviews. I know you all miss the OG, but I'm going to do my best to honor his legacy of zebra sex masks and Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. While most of these reviews will be newer, as Danny already covered the classics, there is somehow one classic product on Amazon that did not get featured in the other 4 episodes. That is where our journey will begin! Very well. The Mountain Men's 3 Wolf Moon Short Sleeve Tee. I know this. I bought a mug of this just for fun. I used to drink coffee out of it on the show. There is no product on all of Amazon, nay, in all the world as iconic or as powerful as the 3 Wolf Moon shirt. First released in 2008 with a price tag starting at about $9 for a small, the shirt quickly became infamous thanks to its reviews. Reviews that revealed the true power of the shirt. With over 5,000 reviews, almost all of them satirical, it's hard to pick a single review that can possibly explain the awesome power of this shit. But as the reviews will tell you anyway, mere words simply can't do it justice. The shirt's magic is far more powerful than the written word count could ever convey. As evidence, here is the heavily abridged but still very long testimonial of Asparagus Grabowski, a verified purchaser of the 3 Wolf Moon shirt back in 2012. So this dude bought it just so he could leave a satirical review. Yep. The product has undoubtedly changed my life in unexpected, profound ways. I received the 3 Wolf Moon as a gift from my late mother, while she was on her deathbed. No, you didn't. You're a verified purchaser. Her act was one of desperation. So eager was she for me to produce a bloodline. Sadly for her, my lack of animal magnetism, my creepy smile, beady eyes hidden behind thick lenses, and the complete absence of any redeemable qualities complicated quite significantly my potential for romance. Being a 40-year-old bachelor did not help my predicament. With her skinny, trembling arms, she handed me over the 3 Wolf Moon garment before uttering her final words. If this does not help you infect the collective gene pool, nothing will. Seconds later, she croaked. Incredulous, I began wearing my t-shirt around the office under my trendy cardigans. At first, I didn't notice any effect, but as the week progressed, I became aware of hormonal changes amongst my female co-workers. Now, this may sound a little unconventional, but for years, I had been keeping a calendar designed to track the menstrual cycles of all women in my path. What? Whether they despised me or just politely ignored me. Maintaining this calendar was no easy task. It required Nazi-like discipline, coupled with a significant time investment. So going back to my story, I suddenly noticed a change in the hormonal cycles of my female co-workers, followed by actual non-hostile verbal communication. Words like, hello, or are you okay? It suddenly dawned on me that I was slowly morphing into the human equivalent of a dominating moose at the height of breeding season. I theorized that the 3 Wolf Moon tea was generating an irresistible field of sexual gravity around me. The great breakthrough came the 3rd week in the local supermarket toilet paper aisle. I was picking up my monthly lot of 16 recycled rolls. I quite coincidentally bumped into Gertrude from client services. At first, I chastised her about her unethical hygiene shopping choices. She was, quite understandably, awestruck by the unwavering confidence that I had in my own self-righteousness. The fact that I was now proudly and ostentatiously wearing my 3 Wolf Moon super garment over rather than under my cardigans only multiplied the effect. I decided to jump on the opportunity without wasting another second. I nonchalantly asked her if she was interested in seeing my priceless etching collection stored at the back of my dusty brown van. Subdued by the secret powers of the 3 Wolf Moon, she enthusiastically agreed, and off we went into the van. This is when things got a little foggy. I passed out. I should have prepared physically and mentally for the powers that I had unleashed. Little did I know how difficult this would turn out to be. When I came back to my senses, I was alone, naked, and bruised, spread out like a rag doll across the cold metal van floor. Since then, I've been relentlessly steamrolling the female gender on an almost industrial scale, leaving behind nothing but a trail of chaos and devastation. I'm now on the run from the police. I've officially been declared too sexy for society. I went from chronically blueballed to this, and it only cost mother $11.95. All I'm wondering right now, Kevin, is how much that cost me. Kevin, paid per word to copy and paste, are we, Kevin? This is pretty much the gist of the majority of reviews, except for the part about tracking women's menstrual cycles, which was exclusive to this one. But if you wanted something a bit pithier, one user wrote, unfortunately, I already had this exact picture tattooed on my chest, but this shirt is very useful in colder weather. Dude's just walking around. Full tatted up with the 3 wolves. I know the reviews all sound like they were written as jokes, but the power of the Three Wolf Moon shirt is undeniable, at least when it comes to making money. Once the shirt went viral for its hilarious reviews, sales increased 2,300%. I mentioned at the start, in 2008, that the shirt cost $9, and in that story from 2012, it was up to $12. To buy the same shirt today would cost you $35. Plenty of others have made money thanks to this shirt as well. The meme became so popular that there are all sorts of parody products, such as the 3 Raccoon Moon, 3 Kitten Moon, 3 Tyrannosaurus Moon, and my personal favorite, 3 Moon Wolf. I've seen that one. It's very funny. Pop it on the screen now, dear editor.
Bitch, don't tell me what to do!
Boba Drink Mix Powder. I've never had boba, also referred to as boba tea or bubble tea. Oh my god, is that the same thing?
Yeah.
I hear people going on about boba tea, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's bubble tea. Is that the same thing? I'm like, wow, I gotta try this boba tea. Everyone seems to love it. It's just bubble tea? That's it? But people really seem to like it. In its most basic form, boba is a Taiwanese tea-based drink containing little balls of tapioca that are sucked up with an extra large straw. You know, for people who love drinking tea but felt that it could really use some more chewing. The tapioca pearls are often likened to gummy bears. They're not like gummy bears, they're way softer. I don't like a boba tea. Bubble tea, to be fair. But they're not like gummy bears, which is also the exact thing I've always felt my tea was missing. However, not all boba is simply tea-flavored. Many varieties focus as much on the milk as the tea, and others use teas blended with fruit. As a British person, this is somewhat offensive. Like, tea is tea. Let's not fuck around. There are even boba smoothies made with ice cream, so I guess if you're having something that's more like a smoothie or a milkshake than a tea, little tapioca gummy bears make a lot more sense. But grabbing boba every day can be expensive, so some people try to make it at home. That's where Buddha Bubbles Boba and their strawberry cream drink mix powder comes in. I'm wondering what the funniness of this is going to be. Like, where's the joke? What are people going to latch onto here? Why pay $6 for a single drink when you can get 10 ounces of powder to make your own boba tea at home? That's good in theory, but is the product any good? And that is best answered by a review that was sent to me by a friend of mine. Her daughter loves boba, so she was searching for a way to make it at home, and she stumbled upon this glorious review. Ironically, when I started researching this episode and checked out the Amazon review subreddit, this review was also the top post at the time. Anyway, here's what the user Jade had to say about her experience with this mix. Do your kids like Pepto-Bismol? No? Well then pay $15 for this expensive and terribly powdery drink. Following the directions, it comes out incredibly watery. My boyfriend loves boba and likes to make it as well, so I thought I would give him something to change the flavors up a little, and by God, did that sweet idea turn into the most sour nightmare. This is like struggling down a giant $1 lollipop that you bought because it had pretty colors but tasted worse than a summary of 2020. That's pretty good. Please, don't buy it. Please. That's pretty evocative, although I'd like some more details on the comparison to Peptol and the effects that this had. I don't know what Pepto-Bismol is. I've heard of it, but I think it's American. Is it for settling a tummy? Like, Gaviscon or something? You may think that Jade left this product 1 star based on a harsh criticism of the product, and that was true. However, she later changed it to a 5-star review, which she explained in an update to her original view. Edit, changed to 5 stars. He was cheating on me with my best friend and our roommates. Oh god. Thanks for making him drink poison. Apparently, revenge is a dish best served full of little tapioca balls. And also, presumably, since Jade didn't actually know he was cheating on her when she poisoned him. Rip Van Keto wafer cookies. Remember Haribo sugar-free gummy bears? These are the ones that make people shit themselves everywhere, right?
Fuck yeah!
Allegedly. Probably because I mentioned them at the beginning of this episode. As many of the reviewers of that product discovered, sugar substitutes can cause a lot of people severe stomach discomfort. If that wasn't bad enough, these keto snacks are also high in fiber. Needless to say, that's a recipe for disaster. There are several negative reviews that mention stomach issues. My favorite one was from an anonymous customer who wrote, "I didn't believe the lady said that these things will make you poo. I ate 3 of them because it didn't satisfy my sweet tooth. I should have just eaten a real sugar treat. I later succumbed to the above description of poo. I really like Rip Van waffles, but their wafers did me dirty." If Simon didn't mention, the word poo was written with a space between each letter. Yeah, I saw that. I just assumed it was like an error. or something. Although they'd typed it in there so it wouldn't get filtered by Amazon, maybe filtering the word poo? I'm unclear if this was done for emphasis/dramatic effect, or if the author was just afraid of saying such a naughty, naughty word. If you're looking for a more detailed and bewildering review, however, user I Love Winter has you covered, and also has Kevin covered for some more words we're getting in there, Kevstar. I'm just kidding, it's fine. I am really struggling as to what to rate these Rip Van Keto wafers. On the one hand, I could give 5 stars because they were really good. Amazing taste if you want a low-carb, low-sugar snack after a meal or whatnot. On the other hand, I could rate them 1 star due to the fact that I'm only 53 and I soiled my shorts 3 times because of these delicious wafers. I ordered vanilla and lemon. As a kid, my mom always bought the pink, yellow, and chocolate wafer cookies. I loved them, but they are all sugar, so I was happy when I saw these. The first day they arrived, I could not wait to have my wafer cookie after supper. I opted for the vanilla wafer, and it tasted so good. Finally, a snack that is low in sugar and tastes great. I work in an office with lots of people, so the next day after work I went. I had no pain or discomfort, but I noticed that I could not take 2 steps without letting out some gas. No big deal, I got to work, and it got worse. If I moved, I farted. They were becoming more frequent, louder, and the stench was so bad, people started to ask if a sewer line was backed up. Oh, shit! Mine. It was getting so bad, I could not make it to the copy machine. So I sat, and sat, and sat, until the big hand hit 12 and the little hand hit 5. I waited until most people cleared out, and I began to walk to my car. Wait. Sat until the big hand hit 12 and... Oh, 5 o'clock. I'm like, wait, why would you be leaving work at 25 past 12? And then I realized I'm dumb. I waited until most people cleared out and began to walk to my car. Again, I had no pain and no discomfort. I was just a gas-blowing machine with no end in sight. As the second shift came to work and walked through the office before I could hear everyone say, "What's that smell?" I mean, it was rotten to the core, and the sad part is that it was me. I have had bad gas before, so I have not yet pinned it down to the Rip wafers. So, on day 2, after supper, I broke into the lemon, bruh. What are you doing? They tasted more amazing than the vanilla, so I had 2. Little did I know my life was about to change the next day. My stomach hurt a little bit, but nothing terrible. In the morning, I had to go to the bathroom twice before I showered. I felt better, so I showered, and off to work I went. I got out of my vehicle and was halfway across the parking lot to the door, and I had a weird sensation. I just filled my pants. There was no warning, no pregame, nothing. I just kept walking to the front door, trying to think of my next move. I reached to my backside to check, and it felt like a baseball in my shorts. At least it wasn't like incredibly liquid. I went straight to the restroom and got the large stall. I cleaned and wiped and then buried my underwear in the bottom of the trash. I work in a large facility, so I started to walk to my desk, and it hit me again like a punch from Mike Tyson. I filled my pants again, but this time there was no underwear. I sat at my cubicle. I was in shock. My pants were full, and I was scared. Dude, you gotta go home, dude. Go to your car and just call in and say, I just felt so terrible, I just had to leave. What if it falls out of my pant leg? So I sat on that cow patty until lunch. I made it out safely and got home to once again clean up and put on new clothes. I felt good. I crapped my pants twice, but I felt good and I never miss work, so I went back. It's okay to miss work. Everyone prefers that you missed work today, mate. I finished the day, went home, had supper, and yes, you guessed it, I had a wafer after supper. What are you smoking? Why would you do that? Thank goodness the weekend was here. Saturday came and I got up early to run to the gas station, and then I was going to go to the car wash. I made it to the gas station. Why the fuck you going outside, dude? And went inside to pay and grab a few items. As I walked to the register, it happened again. As I drove home. Bro slugged himself 3 times in the last 24 hours, basically. As I drove home, I thought what had changed. The light bulb went on and I thought it could be those tasty little wafers. Dude, it really took you that long to put it together? After the 3rd filling of my pants, I knew it was them. I threw them in the trash. The gas continued for the weekend, but by Monday I felt good and normal. I lost about 5 pounds. That was a good thing too. Rip wafers. I shall never come near you again. Unless you want to lose some weight, I guess. All right, I have some questions about this. Who puts their pants in the parking lot of work and then goes inside anyway? Yeah, dude. This review was from 2023, so dude definitely had a cell phone. Just go back to your car, call work, and let them know that you just got hit really bad by a stomach bug. Also, when he had really bad gas, the entire office was talking about what smelled like a busted sewer line, but nobody had any comments about the guy who was clearly sitting in a pile of shit at his desk. Identifying who in a room full of people farted can be difficult, but identifying which person currently has in their pants is not. I'm not saying that this story was fictitious, as stomach problems from snacks like these are a very real problem. I just have questions about some of the details is all. Veet for Men hair removal gel cream. I've heard of this. There are a lot of hilarious reviews of this product, many of which seem to be genuine. The short version is that because this is specifically labelled as a hair removal product for men, the majority of men who ordered it assumed that it was intended, or at least safe, for use on their balls. As it turns out, pouring corrosive chemicals onto your balls is not a good idea. The product has thousands of reviews, many of which are talking about the fiery burning pain of applying this hair removal cream to their sensitive bits. One user summed it up rather succinctly: poor man's sex change operation. Now, this will remove all male parts if applied to the groin area. This may warrant a 5-star review if that's what you want, or a 1-star if all you wanted to do is remove hair. Another user wrote that a long essay about their experience, which culminated with them shoving their cock into a carton of ice cream to try and soothe the pain, only to be caught by their wife. The review ended: to sum it up, Veet removes hair, dignity, and self-respect. I'd love to share more of that review, but alas, that's all the time we have for today's episode. But if you all still enjoy these series, and I get to write another installment about the reviews for a 55-gallon vat of lube, that's like 200 liters. That's fucking enormous. Thanks for watching. Shh, don't tell anyone, but please leave us a good review and we'll give you something for free.